Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shah. Give double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone that teaches truth. Your brother Balakama, and the lesson today is going to be Isaiah chapter 4. We're going to kind of shoot through there, and Isaiah chapter 14 as well. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. And the number 7 means the number of completion. It doesn't mean that we're just going to have 7 women just going to come to us and looking for our protection. But it can be more, it could be less. But 7 is just a number of completion. So it's just telling you more than we're going to have multitudes of women coming to us looking for that covering, looking for that hedge of covering. And not just any man, but the man of the Lord, man. The Lord's elect. Because he's going to have grace during his time, man, during the time of tribulation, man. The Lord is going to look after him and make sure he's going to have these provisions. He's going to have food, and he's going to stand out amongst the rest of the people. Right now, our women don't respect us at all, man. You know, the Israelite women, especially the Judite woman, Eve, man, she has no respect for the men of her nation. She talked down on the men of her nation. You know, they kind of, they kind of teamed up against the men of our nation, you know, so to speak. And one thing about our women, you know, they're hypergamous. You know, they go after power. And Esau Edom is the ruling power right now, and so that's who they pretty much worship, you know, the majority of our women. Not saying all, but the majority of our women. So during that time, man, the Israelite man is going to stand out. Those who was at the bottom, you know, the elect men of Israel, they're going to be at the top, man, and it's going to be noticed, and the women are going to come to that man looking for protection. Verse 2, and in that day, let me finish, Shalakia. Only let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach. And our reproach, let's look up the word reproach, man. It means, it's like when she was going off, you know. She's pretty much like asking for forgiveness. You know, you got your wives or the women that you may have kids with, and you know, may have taken you to court, took your kids from you and all that. But she's going to ask, she's going to beg for forgiveness during that time. That's not what I want to reproach. Reproach, address someone in such a way as to express disapproval or disappointment. Critical reproach him for his failure to tackle the deficiency. A lot of our women, you know, they have a lot of deficiencies. You know, they don't know how to take care of a man. They don't know how to raise a household. You know, they don't. You know, women now, you know, they pride themselves on they don't clean, they don't cook, they don't do none of these things. You know, we just supposed to accept them for the way they are. But in that day and time, man, she's going to come to you asking you to forgive her for her reproach, for her going off and not doing these things and not playing the role that a woman's supposed to play, especially in our society. We're going to drop down to verse 4, still in chapter 4, verse 4. When the Lord Yahweh shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion and shall purge the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. So a lot of these women with these feminist ideologies, you know, thinking that they don't need a man and they can do it on their own, and, you know, independent women, all that stuff is going to be done away with when the time of judgment come through. You know, it's going to be like a purge, man. And a lot of these women that's left defenseless without a covering, they're going to be exposed, you know. They're going to be soft targets for, you know, whatever's out there that's lurking. there's going to be famine. It's going to be a shortage of bread. You know, you're not going to have provisions. You know, they're going to have these kids, and a lot of them, as I would tell you, they're going to be eating their own kids, man, own children. So we're going to go to verse 14. Chapter 14, Shalakia. There's a whole lot of meat on the bones in chapter 14, Isaiah chapter 14, and we're going to read on through. I'm just going to go through what I have highlighted. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Talking about the northern and the southern kingdom, which make up the 12 tribes. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. And who are the strangers? The strangers of these other nations, man. They're going to be up under us. They're going to be in subjugation to us. You know, they're going to pay tribute to Israel. And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were. Because right now, we're in captivity under these other nations. But during that time, they're going to be our captives. They're going to be subjugated to us. They're going to do the hard work, the hard labor. They're going to pay tribute, you know, with the gold and silver, not this monetary cash system that they have now. That's worthless, man. You know, we want ours in gold and silver and precious jewels and, you know, precious stones, you know. And it will come to pass in the day of the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from the fear and from the hard bondage wherein you was made to serve. Because right now we still under that hard bondage, man. So we don't have any rest. You know, every day could easily be an Israelite's last day. You know, let a police get behind you. You never know what kind of mood he's in. You may try to be on trying to take you, Jake, out, man. We can't go amongst our own people without them seeking you out to praying on you. So right now we don't have any rest, you know. But when the Lord comes back during that time, that's when we finally going to get our rest, when we in power. We're not going to have to go out here and work 2 or 3 jobs in order to keep up. Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? And right now you see Babylon the Great, man, it's definitely falling, man. It's going down. It's lost its luster. You know, the prices of everything is at an all-time high. The economy is in the dumps. Jobs are not paying enough. You know, the price to live here is outrageous, man. You know, to pay for a home for rent in a lot of places, damn near $2,000. You know, food. You know, anytime you go shopping now, you know, because of high inflation, man, our average grocery bill is like $200. Gas is high. Everything is high, man. And this place is, you know, it's definitely going under. You know, you look at the infrastructure of the cities, you know, roads are not, you know, being kept up. You know, the buildings, the bridges, all those things, man, showing this place is on its way out. Verse 5, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. And, you know, Esau, Edom, he deals on the left-hand side, man. Left-hand wicked and witchcraft. And that's why he was able to do a lot of his accomplishments that he was able to do, but the Lord allowed it. Now the Lord is taking these things from him, and his witchcraft and his sorcery, you know, is winding down. The Lord is taking this man's out of power, man. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet, they break forth into singing. So who was it that broke the people, man? Even the whole world, man, put it in the chokehold. It was Esau, Edom, man. All these other nations are suffering behind this devil, man. He go in there, he take the resources, he destabilized the government, and then he sent his economic hitman into these countries if they don't comply, man. Verse 8, yea, the fir trees rejoice at trees, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellows come up against us. Hell beneath us is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirs up the dead of thee. But the fir trees, man, trees right now, they all in distress. You look at the trees, man, they don't look healthy. They look sick. A lot of it probably could be from the them chemtrails and things that they put into the atmosphere. They cutting down the rainforest and all these other places. It's just being a straight up devil, man. And so even the trees are going to cry out. The trees are crying out right now, but they're going to rejoice, when this man loses his rulership. All the animals of the earth going to rejoice, man. Look at the whales are steadily beaching themselves, and it's no coincidence. The fish are dying and birds are falling out the skies, in mass numbers, and everything right now this man has in a chokehold, man, through his policies and through the things that he's doing, man, to destroy this environment. And I told you before, man, he has this mind set up that if he can't rule, he wants to take the whole place down with him, But that's not going to happen, thus says the Lord, though. Isaiah chapter 14, we're going to drop down to verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Who's Lucifer? It means light bearer. So really it's talking about these rulers, these wicked elites, man, that's ruling. So he's coming out of his power seat. Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. So he's steadily losing power, man. He's coming down to the ground. He has that proud look, and he's high above everybody up in those towers and all these other places. But Lord is going to bring him down to his true position, and that's being at the bottom. Verse 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, Yahweh. So he thinks he's God now. He has that God-like mindset where he thinks that, through his technology and his inventions, that he can do the same thing that God did. He can make man almost live forever. He can make the blind see again. All those things that Yahweh Shah did, this devil is trying to replicate, man. So he's trying to make himself as a God so people will worship him. He's done away with God. You tell that through his sciences where he said, through the Big Bang Theory, he's trying to make it so that he can create his own men, where a man can give birth to a woman, man. All these abominable things, man, this devil is trying to pursue to reach that God-like status. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So, he has his space stations, his satellites, and all those things up in the sky. And so he thinks that, he has the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. But the Lord is going to quickly humble this man, and it's going to take just 1 hour to do it. Verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, and hell is not no place where he's going to burn forever and all those type things. That's just a creation of the Roman Catholic Church, man. That's a lie. Hell is a condition. So these jokers, when the Lord bring them down, man, they're going to be in hell because they're going to be placed in that hard bondage that we had to go through. To the sides of the pit. Verse 16, that they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You know, because once this devil brought down, people were like, God damn, this dude weakling here. And you know, if you go back to the movie, what's the movie of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz? And once they pulled the curtain back, they saw who the little guy was that was creating all this havoc. It was just this little weak, little weak Edomite, you know. And that's where it is with these Edomites that's ruling the world, man. You look at these dudes like the one that just passed away. You know, how can somebody like this have that much power, man? Because the Lord lifted him up and gave him that power, man. Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners. And who are the prisoners? You so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Israel. Israel, you are the prisoners. And we're going to drop down to verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So after they come out of this rulership, it's done. It's a wrap for them, man. They got that hard 1,000-year of bondage and slavery and servitude, which they're going to serve up under us. And they're going to help build our kingdom. They're going to pay tributary. They're going to come to us for want of need and everything. And we're going to have a remembrance of how they did us. And, you know, they had this thing, you know, Lord comes back and we supposed to forgive and all this. No, there ain't no such thing as forgiving, man. It's giving justice, man. The way you forgive is through recompense, through justice. That's how you forgive, man. And so they're gonna have to make up for that hard bondage that they did and put on us, man. That they did to the earth. They got a lot to pay for. Then after 1,000 years up, you know, they're gonna be done away with. You're not gonna hear anymore about Esau, Edom. So he has a 1,000-year prison sentence that he's gonna have to serve out, man. And there's no way of getting out. There's no way he's going to get out of that. But that's pretty much it. I just want to kind of hit those two chapters. I was listening to them today while I was doing my physical therapy. And, you know, there's a lot of meat on the bone. And I just want to kind of hit those points, man. This devil, you know, he's going to have to come out of power, man. He's going to have to lose all that he has. Then he's going to have to pay that bill that he has created. He created a bill that's, you know, where the tab is, you know, got to be paid. There's no getting out of it. No, once the Lord comes back, you know, all is forgiven. No, not for these devils, man. It's not. That forgiveness, man, and that being forgiven, that's to Israel. Yahushua came back for his people. You so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are under grace. You know, we have the chance to wipe our slate clean by repenting and ask the Lord for forgiveness and following his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, which we know is almost impossible to do because we're still in the flesh and the wicked times we in. But, you know, we do it to the best of our ability and we repent. And when we do go off, you know, we ask the Lord for forgiveness. So with that being said, man, I pray this lesson is edifying. With that, say shalom.